Hello again, my name is Gabe Zolna. You definitely want to set aside a few minutes and read the article posted by WorldNet Daily. This was written by Joe Wilson, and I'm going to provide you with a little bit of the pieces that I think are rather important. Title: CAIR Infiltrator, Beware of Smiling Muslims. Quote, Sharia mandates jihad until the entire planet is subjugated. Now, how many times have you heard me say that that's what Muslims do? They come in peacefully, they infiltrate, they don't assimilate, and when they're strong enough, they dominate and they subjugate their host. The article starts off, in the wake of Islamic terror attacks, after Islamic terror attack in Europe, and more recently, a couple of attempts in the US. Well, it's more than a couple of attempts. I mean, just look at Fort Hood in Chattanooga, Tennessee. A former infiltrator of America's leading Islamic organization reveals the frightening extent of civilization jihad America faces. Chris Gobatz, author of the book Muslim Mafia, Inside the Secret Underworld that's conspiring to Islamicize America, made an appearance on Stand for Truth Radio with Susan Knowles on June 20th to discuss the Council on American Islamic Relations, which she investigated as an intern, posing as a convert to Islam. Since he played that role, Gobatz has valuable insider information on a conversion process, having learned all that he knows from actual Islamic sources. Quote, everything that I've learned about Islam has come from Islamic scholars, he said in the interview. Quote, that's how I learned about Islam, from going to the mosque and studying how a Muslim would study. With this knowledge, Gobatz was able to share disturbing insight into the Islamic way of life. Quote, 100% of authoritative Sharia mandates jihad until the entire planet is subjugated under Sharia. Jihad is 100% defined as warfare against non-Muslims, he said. What more do you need to know, huh? Now, when I say warfare, I don't mean people who are shooting people and blowing things up. Well, that is horrific and barbaric. This is just one aspect of the war. From a Muslim perspective, from a Sharia perspective, jihad is total warfare. So that's going to encompass propaganda, media, manipulation, political influence operations, subversion, treason, espionage, interfaith dialogue, and yes, the kinetic aspect of the war, the physical aspect of the war, which we normally associate with jihad. Jihad, whether through physical violence or more subtle tactics, is the duty of every Muslim, he explains. Let me repeat that. Jihad, whether through physical violence or more subtle tactics, is the duty of every Muslim, he explains. Quote, I'm not saying that there are not good people that are Muslims, Gobatz declared. Quote, I am saying when we see good people that are Muslims, it is in spite of Sharia, in spite of Islam, that they are good people, not because of it. Any Muslim you've ever met could be practicing civilization jihad, even those who seem nice or who condemn extremism. Sharia obliges, not allows, but obliges, a Muslim to a lie to advance Jihad, Gulbert stated. Quote, just because someone is friendly with you and they are a Muslim and they smile doesn't mean that they are not part of their jihad in some form or fashion. You want to read, there's more in the article. I've sort of given you the highlights. Now, if you've watched me for any period of time, especially 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I had said that I believe that Barack Hussein Obama was chosen for the role that he played. He was chosen by Frank Marshall Davis and Bill Ayers' father, who were both communists. And he was chosen by King Abdullah. I believe Barack Hussein Obama was and is a Trojan horse. I believe that he's the Manchurian candidate. And he's done exactly what was expected of him. He's perverted much of our country. That's what he's done. He's turned a lot of people away from the Bible. He's turned a lot of people towards Islam. Why? Well, Barack Hussein Obama is what? What is he? He's an Islamic extremist, Sunni, fudge-packing, homosexual, Muslim, bastard Arab. For you new subscribers, and I want to thank you for subscribing, you might wonder why I refer to Barack Hussein Obama as a bastard. Well, Democrats implemented what was known to prevent people of color from marrying, the Jim Crow laws. Blacks couldn't marry whites until 1967. Obama was already, what was he? He was 6 years old. So, Ann Dunham wasn't married to Frank Marshall Davis or to that patsy they found to pretend to be his papa. They couldn't have Frank Marshall Davis be his papa because Frank Marshall Davis was on the FBI communist watch list. So, they found another African American that was studying. You know, it's easy enough to prove. DNA tests. That's all it would take. But then again, can you believe the actual results? Wouldn't matter. That's never going to happen. I'm going to attach the link. I want you to read the entire article. And you let me know what you think. You sure as heck know what I think. Personally, it can't be stopped. They've done this throughout history. It could have been stopped if he was never allowed to hold office. But what was, and what is, now is. Thanks for listening.